Hello. Hello, gamers. It's another episode of playing games in not quite the way they were intended to be played. I have but one question. Can you beat The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion without killing anyone or anything? What I mean by killing is anything the game considers to be killing. On the stats page there's a creatures killed and people killed statistic. They begin at 0 and I aim to finish the main quest with them still at 0. Now, I've done this playthrough before as a long form let's play some 6 years ago. I wanted to improve the playthrough with a narrated supercut in the style of my Kingsfield videos. It's a lot snappier, better quality, a lot more refined. Oblivion's main quest has many moments where you need to kill something to progress. Our challenge is how to either avoid these situations or make our enemies dead without us doing the dirty work. We'll be using no followers, no summoning either, because summons actually count as us killing things. Let me show you what a silly, silly game this is. Nope. Nope. Oh, come on. As always in Oblivion, we begin with the character creation screen. A kind of minigame the action RPG genre is cursed with, whereby your goal is either to create something approaching normal and not ugly, or give in to dark temptation and create an absolute monster. I wonder which option we're going to pick. Firstly, and most importantly, is the green set of curls. You see, for this run our character is forced to carry a lettuce on him throughout the first half of the game. He was therefore dubbed Lettuce Boy by my old collaborator at Dark Japan. This time round I want him to look the part as well. As for normal or monster, well, there. This is my greatest work. Look upon it in awe. I assume you already know what happens in this intro to the game, but a brief recap. The Emperor's sons have been assassinated, and now the killers are after him too. No idea why he can't remain in the fortress that is the White Gold Tower, locked in safe quarters, defended by his best men. No. Instead he's going through a prison cell in the city dungeons and heading towards the sewers. Because that's a lot safer.
Stand aside.
We were in jail for some kind of public salad-related misdemeanor, I suppose, and these guys are our ticket out of here. Following the Emperor and his attaché of guards, we see them encounter and easily snuff out more would-be assassins. No need for us to get involved at this point. Or any point, really. After all, this is a pacifist run. I will not be getting involved, ever.
Are you all right, sire?
Eventually, the bodyguards get tired of us following them and sniffing their feet, so they instruct me to wait as they proceed.
You stay here, prisoner. Don't try to follow us.
Wait and do what? Be captured again? Be eaten alive by the giant rats that bust through the wall a second later? Now it's time to put our ancient pacifist teachings to use. We run through the tutorial dungeon. Sometimes we sneak. Sometimes we loot. I just want some basic armour so we don't get killed by any rats or goblins that happen to tag us. We'll be playing the whole quest on normal mode. Uh-oh! There's that lettuce I was talking about. Good. Now the lettuce is sorted, we can carry it around until we need it. Soon enough we rejoin the secret escape route and meet back up with the Emperor. The bodyguards are ordered not to kill me, and we have a weird old chat about star signs, otherwise known as space racism. I retroactively choose the star charts of my birth. Nothing like choosing your star sign after being born, some 20 years after at least. We were born under the mage, which gives us a much needed buff to our mana pool.
Damn it! The gate is barred from the other side! A trap!
The bodyguards find themselves defeated by a metal gate and hide the Emperor in a side chamber while they deal with more assassins. We are forced to stand by, or jump, as one assassin dies for no reason in front of me. It wasn't supposed to be there, game, and yet another hitman comes through a secret passage in the wall and promptly kills the Emperor Uriel Septim, last of his line. Or was he?
We failed. I failed.
Boris, last remaining bodyguard, is quite sad about this, but not that sad, as he then stands by while I invent myself in front of him. The custom class. Favoured attributes are intelligence and willpower. Why? Because we'll be making heavy use of illusion spells throughout the quest, and intelligence means more magic. Willpower means it recharges faster. The skills are a bit more complicated. In previous attempts, I've just chosen all the skills I think will be useful. That worked fine. It just meant I leveled up without my stats increasing much. This time I've tried to manipulate Oblivion's deeply flawed leveling system so that I can raise my intelligence and willpower stats by training minor skills like mysticism. I put illusion in minor so it doesn't cause me to level up when I don't want to. I won't go into detail because it's boring, but suffice to say it was less effective than I wanted it to be and probably doesn't help this run much anyway. I choose alchemy because I want 2 effect potions out of the gate, though I'll only use them for one purpose later. Block because I'll have to block sometimes, mercantile to get better prices when I sell shit, restoration for a buff to my basic heal spell, security to make picking locks easier. Alteration can function as my I want to level up now please skill to train, as you gain an overall level if you increase your major skills. The Pacifist is complete. Time to escape through the sewers. What good video game doesn't start in a sewer? As with other challenge runs of mine, we begin with the setup. Preparations take us to the ghetto town that is Breville. Quick kiss of the statue for luck, and a rummage through these crates. It's always worth a try when we're looking for worthless junk, like this yarn, which we actually need. Now we're off to join the Mages Guild. No qualifications, no vetting process, barely an interview, just walk in and join.
Well, no bounty on your head, and you look able enough. Very well. Are you sure you want to join the guild? Then, I declare you to now be an associate of the Mages Guild. Welcome to the ranks.
This is usually the start of the Mages Guild questline, but we've joined this faction just for access to some basic services, like helping ourselves to their material wealth. We give the head mage of this chapter some cock and bull story about wanting to prove ourselves, and she tasks us with retrieving some other members' staff. That's not important to us, or anyone. However, to help us with this task we're not going to do, she gives us a charm scroll, a one-use bewitching spell to make its target like us. We use it on a local shopkeeper to get better rates when we sell all the old tat we picked up in the sewers. Rusty bows, rubbish we'll never wear. This gives us enough petty cash to buy our first illusion spell, Starlight. It lights the area around us with an unnatural green glow, and you better get used to seeing it, you're going to be seeing it a lot. Next step, train illusion to 25. We spam the same spell repeatedly until number go up. While we squat in the corner like a weirdo, I'm also training our stealth skill. Nobody can see us, as shown by the eye symbol in the bottom left corner being greyed out. We continue to level both skills this way until we reach level 25 illusion. That's high enough to start casting our own charm spell as much as we want. Okay, now I can trick someone into buying my stuff for more money. What do we sell? The very glassware that is actually Mages Guild property, taken directly off the shelf and sold to the alchemist lady, Ardeline, who is standing right there. She's one of the very few NPCs that doesn't look ugly as sin.
A pleasure to speak.
Oh, well, never mind.
Make me... Bye.
With our newfound wealth, we buy 2 more spells. Shadow Shape, an invisibility spell lasting 30 seconds, and Minor Life Detection, which we'll use to raise our mysticism and therefore our intelligence. The setup is almost complete, we just need a significant level 50 in illusion to cast Shadow Shape. More corner grinding then, until we're busted by Kudai. Her annoying choice to sit and watch means we're no longer raising sneak. Too embarrassed to continue, we move on. Back to the main story. The poor assassinated emperor beseeched us to find Brother Joffrey at Waynon Priory. So begins a great and epic journey to... oh, no, we just fast travel. It turns out Waynon Priory is a kind of front, a place to house retired members of the Blades. the Emperor's useless bodyguards, and the Secret Service in this franchise.
No one but the Emperor is permitted to
Your service is done. No women, not much money to retire on, no luxury. You can put these robes on and be a monk. Also, there are female Blades members. Where do they go?
As unlikely as your story sounds, I believe you. Only the strange destiny of Uriel Septim could have brought you to me carrying the Amulet of Kings.
Brother Joffrey believes our story about the Emperor giving us the most precious trinket in the entire Empire, and it seems the Emperor had an illegitimate bastard son somewhere. He's a priest in the city of Kvatch, and we're tasked with finding him and bringing him back here. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Before we leave, we can take this opportunity for more illusion and sneak training. Time to squat down and make some green. That's it. 50 illusion. Now we can turn ourselves invisible and never have to be in combat ever again. So let's fast travel to Kvatch. Oh, for some reason we can only fast travel to this campsite at the bottom of the hill, and not the city itself. I wonder why that is.
Come on! Run while there's still time! The guard still holds the road, but it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. Deidre overran Kvatch last night. There were glowing portals outside the walls. Gates to Oblivion itself!
I love this guy. It's the same voice actor who voices all the male elves. Bosmer, Dunmer, Altmer, doesn't matter. Some of these line reads, though.
We're all that's left, do you understand me? Everyone else is dead! Nothing can stop them! If you'd seen it, you'd know! Run when you can!
Okay, I'll go with you. Alright, can't be bothered. I think he just disappears from the game at this point. Actually, wait, no he doesn't. He spends the rest of his existence at the Flowing Bowl Inn in Anvil. Wow, shit, I never knew that. Anyway, beyond the refugee camp, we find the embattled guards of Kvatch. All three of them. Holding the road with the flimsiest barricade ever. I could climb these rocks in real life. And believe it or not, gamers, I'm not in the best shape. Captain Matthias has never met me. I'm just some green-haired weirdo holding a lettuce. Nevertheless, he sends me into a portal which leads to hell. Actually, it's not hell, it's the particular Daedric plane of Oblivion that's associated with Mehrunes Dagon. So at this point, Oblivion is actually doom. We've entered an infernal dimension and must find a way to close the gate from within. Here's where that illusion training pays off. My invisibility spell is active, shown in the top right, which allows me to run around unchallenged. I can even nudge this little scamp to his lavery death. Well, we'll just assume so. Hey, if the game doesn't consider me to have killed him, it still counts as a pacifist playthrough. I forage some roots, which forage me right back. And find a handbag made of skin. Cannibal chic. Eventually, my hell hike leads me to the main tower, which powers the portal. Despite the decor, this is just a classic Elder Scrolls dungeon. My entire strategy is to stay invisible, and thus not have to fight anything. To reach the top, we need a key, found in this annex.
You should not be here, mortal! Your blood is forfeit! Your flesh is mine!
Right, that's awkward. This Dremora is scripted to walk straight up and talk to you if you enter his line of sight, even if you're invisible. Now, it is possible to pickpocket him from stealth. I can't pick his pock while he's in combat, even if he can't find me, so I'm at a loss for what to do here. Oh well. Time to do the Oblivion version of turning a device off and on again. I walk out. He's not aggroed on me anymore, and walk back in. This time he's facing away enough that I can pickpocket the key from him and sneak back out like a ninja. Oh, you may have noticed the human captive in that room. Well, never mind that. With this key we can scamper up to the top of the keep and make it into the sigil chamber, or whatever it's called. Up these nice meat ramps lies our prize, a sigil stone that powers the keep and keeps the portal between worlds open. Fortunately, when we grab it, we're saved from plunging to our death and return safely to Tamriel. The portal also closes, and we remember why we came here in the first place. It was to fetch the Emperor's only remaining son. An illegitimate one, I might add. Martin is in the chapel, in what remains of Kvatch. And now that gate's out of the way, we can go in. Never mind that you could always just walk around the gate, but Martin wouldn't have left the chapel anyway until we closed it. Inside, the demonic invasion force scales with the player's level. We are level 1, so the demonic invasion force consists of a handful of scamps and some guy in a robe. It's quite possible for the Kvatch guardsmen to be defeated by the handful of scamps and some guy in a robe, so I enter the fray and stand blocking with my dagger, hoping to draw some aggro away from my new comrades. The guy in the robe hasn't even been struck dead and the quest marker appears to tell me we've won. Look, he got hit after the text box.
We wiped the bastards out! It's safe to pull those people out of the chapel. Let's get in there and make sure they're all right. Come on. This is only the beginning of the battle for Kvatch. We can discuss the next phase once the civilians are safe.
No, Savian, we won't discuss the next phase. Not now, not ever. I'm gonna do the main quest and forget all about you.
I heard about how you helped the guard drive the Daedra back. Well done. Emperor Uriel Septim? You think the Emperor is my father? No, you must have the wrong man. I am a priest of Akatosh. My father was a farmer. You spoke to the Emperor before he died? And he told you to find me? I don't know. It's strange. I think you might actually be telling the truth. What does this mean? What do you want from me? Yes, I'll come with you to Wayne Priory and hear what Joffrey has to say.
With hardly any convincing at all, Martin now believes himself to be the son of the late Urethra Septim. He agrees to come with me to an undefended priory full of old men. I suppose even that seems safer than this place.
Help! You must help! They're killing everyone at Wayne Priory.
Look at the assassin frozen behind him.
I don't know.
Upon arriving at Waynon, the humble priest Martin slaughters the attackers without breaking a sweat.
Watch out! There may be more of them!
We find Joffrey in the chapel and learn that the Amulet of Kings has been stolen. Oh no! Not the Amulet of Kings!
Over time, at least. Cloud Ruler Temple, I think. The hidden fortress of the Blades in the mountains near Bruma.
We arrive at Cloud Ruler Temple after some instantaneous fast travel a la Game of Thrones, the later seasons. In typical Oblivion fashion, we're greeted by a glitch, and in typical Oblivion fashion, I can't stop messing around.
Yes.
And ruining Martin's speech to the Blades.
I know you all expect me to be Emperor. I'll do my best. But this is all new to me. I'm not used to giving speeches. Let's not keep... I hope I prove myself worthy of... Let's not keep the Blades waiting.
Well done. Thank you, Martin. We'd all best get back to our duties, eh, Captain?
Not much of a speech, was it? Didn't seem to bother them, though.
You should go back to the Imperial City. Boris may have learned something about the assassin.
Joffrey sends us to meet up with Boris, one of the Emperor's shit bodyguards from the beginning of the game who let him die on their watch. So, next stop, the Imperial City. I really enjoy the next few parts of the quest due to the AI manipulation. But first, you may notice I'm constantly running around levelling spells. I'm grinding mysticism because that should lead to a bigger increase in intelligence stat when I level up. That's the idea anyway. I'm also leveling illusion because it'll make invisibility casts more efficient. That involves turning people green, like Boris, whom we're supposed to meet. I'm trying to recreate a glitch that happened in the old video, but this time he won't play ball.
Something interesting happens here.
Good. Remember.
Okay, watch Boris.
It's gonna be really awkward.
Yeah. What the hell happened? What the fuck? Had a bit too much to drink for it.
Oh my god. He did that in like the most exaggerated, like, flamboyant way possible.
Whoa! Yeah, no idea, man. No idea what that was.
Okay, so that wasn't something you...
No, that's some good old Bethesda.
Listen, I'm going to get up in a minute and walk out of here. That guy in the corner behind me will follow me. You follow him. Good. Remember, wait for him to follow me. I want to see what he'll do.
This is completely normal behaviour. He doesn't seem to notice. Damn, don't follow Boris into a cellar. He'll straight up kill you. What are you looking at, Boris? I can't, man. Why have any atmosphere in a game when you can turn everyone green? So we found a book on his corpse. Commentaries on the Mysterium Xerxes. Boris sends us to a scholar, Vaermina, who informs us that there are 4 volumes of these commentary books, which are the key to finding the Mythic Dawn cult. They're the bad guys. She gives us volume 2, and now we're off to hunt for volume 3. Where better to look than a bookshop?
I'm Phintius, owner and proprietor of the first edition.
We're going to give Phintius a bit of a hard time. See, he has volume 3, but someone else has reserved it, so he won't sell it to us.
So sorry I can't.
There's a few different ways of tackling this problem. First of all, the classic Elder Scrolls player move. The book's in a locked chest behind the counter. We can just filch it, and Phintius immediately knows that it's gone, but not who it was stolen by.
I had a copy of Volume 3, but I am sorry to say that it was stolen recently. The thieves in the market district get more brazen by the day. Gwyneth will be terribly disappointed when he learns it is gone.
Nice tonal shift. Did they record those lines on a different day or something?
Good day.
So that's method 1, steal the book. Let me load save and show you another way. We can also do a bit of persuasion, playing the Conversation Pie minigame. After too many rounds of this, we can also use the charm spell to raise his disposition towards us, and he'll sell us the book. The thing is, these methods are somewhat redundant because we still have to speak to the buyer, Gwyneth, afterwards, to get information about the Mythic Dawn cult. If you speak to him, even if he has Volume 3, he'll just give it to you. Bit of a Elder Scrolls illusion of choice going on here. In a limited conversation tree, the magic words are, "They killed the Emperor, you fool."
What?
And just like that, Gwyneth will spill his guts.
But to murder the Emperor? Mara preserve us. Yes, of course, anything to help. I really know very little.
I'll do anything to help. I really know very little. Great, that's very useful. So Gwyneth was sent to meet a Mythic Dawn sponsor in a secret location to give him Volume 4 of the books and begin part of his induction process. Me and Boris are going to go in his stead.
You're not easy to get hold of. What have you found out?
I'm not easy to get hold of. You sent me to track this book down and said you'd wait here.
Let's go. I know that part of the sewers well.
You know that part of the sewers well. Boris is so sus, man. In the sewers, I have places to be, so I cloak myself and run ahead. Sometimes Boris skips a whole section and teleports to meet you, and sometimes he doesn't. This time I completely lose him, and when I track him down, he's stuck. I can even clip through him. I end up having to reload and slowly follow Boris as he clears out all the enemies for me. So we can choose who meets the Mythic Dawn guy and who waits above. Either way, whoever goes above is caught by Mythic Dawn thugs, and the whole deal turns into a bloodbath. Unless you're Lettuce Boy the Pacifist. So, when Boris goes in, I actually follow him and stay on the lower level, invisible. Raven Camoran is the sponsor, and I fail to pickpocket him twice before succeeding a third time. He even says "take" when I fail, and this usually means you've been detected. However, because he's locked in a scripted conversation with Boris, he doesn't become hostile to me at all. I even nab his gold. I was brazen enough to speak to him as well. He acts like I was the one meeting him and not Boris, who's right there.
You were told to sit down. Are you incapable of following such simple instructions?
This really isn't following how the quest is supposed to go. The thugs upstairs don't react to me either. Meanwhile, Boris is scripted to simply leave once the player has the book. So off he goes, and the cultists just let us leave. In fact, Boris doesn't say goodbye. I have to catch him before he disappears, back into his favourite sewer.
You should be able to handle things from here.
We now have all 4 volumes of the commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, and can solve the puzzle which will lead us to the cult's hideout. The puzzle contained within the book seems basic at first. The capital letters that start each paragraph spell a secret message. Green Emperor Way, where tower touches midday sun. That refers to Green Emperor Way in the middle of the Imperial City, the tower being the white gold tower that supposedly casts a shadow at midday over the correct place. Now I'm looking for this bloody shadow and I can't find it at all, so whatever. A particular tomb lights up at midday with a map of Cyrodiil, marking the location of the Mythic Dawn's secret shrine. We fast travel to Cheydinhal, steal a horse, and ride alone to the cult's location. The small army of elite soldiers guarding Martin, or indeed all the forces that the Empire could bring to bear on what's essentially a little terrorist group, won't be employed. No. The Blades are happy with sending some nobody with a lettuce in his hand to infiltrate the cult and get back the most important MacGuffin in the history of this world. Alright. In the cave,
Dawn is breaking.
Greet the new day. Mr. Doorkeeper unlocks this wooden door and an elf called Harrow comes out and takes your stuff. All of your possessions.
Very good.
This is usually a problem in the quest because how do you fight once your gear's been taken away? Unless you're a mage. This took me ages to figure out. I thought I might try to pickpocket Harrow to get the stuff back once inside, but a lot of it's too heavy. Another option is to just chuck everything on the floor at the entrance to the cave and pick it back up when you're finished. But my solution is funnier. So when you first see Harrow, he's scripted to walk up and talk to you. I walk backwards and he follows me out into the open cave. At this point he's strayed too far from his starting point and so turns to walk back. While he's resetting his position, you can just run past him and into the base. If you talk to him again, there's no problem. Once the player is inside the base, Harrow thinks he's already taken your gear. As I mentioned earlier, alteration is my level up switch. I'm ready for a level now, so I'm spamming alteration spells. Intelligence +5. That shows my strategy is paying off somewhat, but only +2 on willpower is a bit annoying. We see the leader of the Mythic Dawn himself, Camoran. As usual, I don't respect speeches. I've got more important things to do, like jumping around and making my hand go purple. Camoran returns to his imaginary world, and his daughter asks me to murder some poor Argonian as a sacrifice.
Lord Dagon thirsts for red drink. Sate him.
Well, I can't do that now, can I? We release him and steal this fancy-looking book. The Mysterium Xarxes, you know. I don't remember anyone in the game so far telling me what this book is, or why I should steal it, but there you go. 2 cultists get crushed by this statue collapsing, and I make myself invisible to disappear into the night. The fate of the poor Argonian man is unknown. I left him to it. It's a bit maze-like in here, but for all the cult's magic power, they can't stop a green-haired weirdo and his 30 seconds of invincibility. We even lost their aggro completely, so I can fast travel as soon as we get outside. Back at Cloud Ruler Temple, Sean Bean delivers one of Martin's better lines.
I can see you've had bad news. You didn't recover the amulet, did you? By the Nine! Such a thing is dangerous even to handle! Forgive me. In the meantime, you should speak to Joffrey. He was concerned about reports of spies in Bruma.
I didn't know Sean Bean was such a fan of people called Joffrey. So the Mythic Dawn have sent spies to watch Cloud Ruler Temple. They're eager to kill the remaining heir to the throne. Now we've been sent to flush them out. They're somewhere in the nearby city of Bruma. However, as we make our merry way down the mountain, we encounter both of the spies. Well, that was easy. And some spies they are. We run away and they give chase. We lead them straight into Cloud Ruler Temple itself and into the loving arms and blades of the Blades. Finally, the Blades actually did something.
I'll feel better when you've eliminated those spies. There's no telling what they may be planning.
But Joffrey, they're dead. The spies just died in front of you. Well, that's not enough apparently. I need to find their base of operations. I happen to know where it is, and there's a tunnel underneath one of their houses in Bruma. We find a scroll detailing the Mythic Dawn's plans for this place, namely to open Oblivion gates outside it and destroy or capture the whole town, so they can then move on to Cloud Ruler Temple. Not sure why they need to destroy Bruma first, but whatever. I decide to help the Blades deal with the bodies because I'm nice like that. That'll do. Brother Martin has been reading that book I gave him, looking for a way into the Mythic Dawn's alternate dimension, the heart of the enemy. We'll need to perform a ritual. The items required for the ritual make up most of the main quest from here on. The first item is a Daedric quest item. Daedric quests are found all over the world, and they're usually optional and can give you cool stuff like the unbreakable lockpick. Martin's quest requires us to find one and sacrifice it. He suggests we do Azura's quest, which involves killing vampires. That's a problem for us as we're not killing anything. So instead we choose to do the bidding of Sheogorath,
Cheese for everyone!
the Daedric Prince of Madness. This is a quest that requires no overt bloodshed and can be done at level 2, which is where we're at. A nice ride. South of Breville somewhere is a gathering of normal people.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the light? The bright, shining light?
Bugs. Bugs everywhere, all over. Wonderful, tasty bugs. No time for you.
I wish there were children here. Scrumptious, darling children.
I used to be a dog. I got better. Not a better dog, though. I'm a terrible dog now. Tomorrow, who knows?
Killed and ate a Bosmer there, but it made me sick. Saw Lord Sheogorath in the vomitus, so that's all right. Here to sacrifice? A limb would be nice.
This is where the lettuce comes in. Daedric lords require you to sacrifice something to commune with them. The particular offering Sheogorath wants is a lesser soul gem, a bowl of yarn, and of course, a head of lettuce. Good thing I've been carrying it around.
Another mortal dares to summon me, and already I'm bored. But enough.
Sheogorath sends me to the Khajiit town of Borderwatch. These anthropomorphic big cats, they are Khajiit. They live under crushing amounts of superstition and prophecy, and we're going to make one of them come true, for the amusement of the mad god. Under the guise of a travelling scholar, we ask the local shaman about the Kashara prophecy. The shaman, Ribasa, doesn't trust me, so I make him green with my charm spell, and there we go. Information. The first sign is the plague of rats. We need to make Borderwatch infested with rats. How do we do that? Well, it just so happens that the innkeeper has a prized collection of cheeses, and the crazy kitty keeps it in this very building. Well, time to flex our dexterous digits, if you know what I mean. Lockpicking, of course. We've stolen the Olroy cheese, now we cook it. The smell of this cheese will attract rats from miles around. Handy, that. here they come. We've made part 1 of the prophecy come true, which drives Rabusa nuts. He runs around putting rat poison down. Soon enough, they're all dead. Crisis averted. The second sign is that all the village's livestock will die, so we take the rat poison, so kindly provided, and put it in the feeding trough for the sheep. Yes, I'm still a pacifist, honest. I just poison innocent animals to further my goals. This all amuses the mad god so much that he does the last stage of the prophecy for me, the plague of fear. Burning dogs that fall from the sky. Great. Border Watch is thrown into a never-ending panic. Our work is done. We can mount our stolen horse and be on our merry way.
Good times! Good times! I hope you had as much fun as I did. Here, take this. It's a fun little toy. Now go away before I kill you.
The fun little toy we're given as a reward is the Wabberjack, a Daedric item which, you know what, it doesn't matter what it does. We give it to Martin immediately to further the main quest. I see you've done this dance before, Joffrey. While we were off gallivanting, the Mythic Dawn made their move, another Oblivion gate. So, because we're the hero of Kvatch, we closed that other Oblivion gate. We're now seen as an authority on the subject and are sent to help Captain Bird of the Bruma Town Guard close a gate that threatens his city. It's a poor choice because what we're going to do is turn invisible and run through like usual. I'm sure he'll be okay. Is this guy high? Whoa, man. You know, Hero of Kvatch might be the worst Bethesda player title. What else is there? Lone Wanderer, Dragonborn, The Courier, Never-Reverine. Those are better. So we reach the main tower and it warps Bird to us. It's easier to rush through these tower dungeons when there's an invincible Nord companion battering everything for us. Pretty straightforward this. As before, rush through, grab the sigil stone, done.
Here comes another one. I send your bloody soul straight to Sovngarde. You did it, Captain. You closed the Oblivion Gate. We didn't think we'd ever see you alive again.
Believe me, it was no picnic.
This section sucks! The next item needed for the main quest ritual is the Blood of a God. Well, that's because Tiber Septim became one of the Divines. Duh! So we need to get his armour from centuries ago, and we're assuming it's got blood on it, I guess. This involves another awkward ride across some mountains. Oh, what? I can't ride across this bridge? Ow, my fucking head! This game still looks pretty to my retro mind. Although YouTube compression has already murdered it. Here we are. Sancre Tor. This is another dungeon crawl, but this time the aim is to kill 4 undead members of the Blades from centuries past. Another problem. How do we make the enemies dead without killing them? Here's the first one. So what we do is provoke him and start running. We want to lead him back to the entrance, where there's an arrow trap in the wall. If we're uncloaked, he'll follow us all the way back here. I then recast invisible, or block, or dodge his attacks to keep him in the firing line of those arrows. He goes down, and his soul is freed. I have to do this for 3 other Skelly boys. The other problem is the ghosts that line the corridor near the arrow trap can aggro on me and potentially hurt me. Or ghosts elsewhere can all aggro on me, and there's a limit to how many enemies can follow you through a loading zone. An unwanted ghost might follow me instead of the Skelly boy I need. This is the only such arrow trap in the whole dungeon, and boy am I glad the devs put it there, but it's quite a trek to get the Skelly boys to follow me all the way through every time. In the prison section we find the second Skelly, and what you can see me do here is run away, then cloak myself to get past a ghost, then uncloak once I'm clear of the ghost, and allow the skeleton to catch up. It's very awkward. Here's the loading zone. My whole goal is to get the skeleton and nothing else to this door. Come on. Come on. Okay, that's the second one down. A ghost aggro's on me. I found it's best to deal with that now so he can't mess me up later. You might think running away for a long time or sneaking will make an enemy de-aggro, but that's oddly not the case. The best method I've found is to be invisible and sneaking right next to them, then toggle stealth on and off. They give up much quicker that way, and more consistently. We avoid some more ghosts and find the third skeleton. The leading begins again. Arrow trap. Dead. Last one. Aggro. Lead. Arrow trap. Dead. With all 4 blades rescued, they kneel and purge the curse that was stopping me from reaching Tiber Septim's armour. Oh shit, don't drop it. Hi Martin, I brought you the thing you wanted. Oh, you want me to go to another dungeon already?
Miscarcand, a place where many have perished seeking its great stone.
This time we're off to the ancient Ayleid ruin of Miscarcand to get a great Welkin stone. Are you following all this? We fast travel to the ruins of Kvatch and see some random woman stood here. Okay.
What can I do for you?
Restita Statlilia. She's supposed to be at the stables in the Imperial City. Why the hell is she all the way out here? This game, man. This is another dungeon run. More straightforward this time. Simply hit some switches, get to the end, get thing. The gimmick about this place is that there's a small army of loincloth wearing goblins battling the undead who live here. Or unlive here. If we get seen, their infighting could help us escape. I grabbed some mana refill stones while I'm here, but there's not much to say about this dungeon. In the final chamber you're supposed to pick up the Great Welkin Stone, and some doors open and enemies rush out. Including the boss of this dungeon. Classic Doom style. Well, we're invisible, so we don't care. The true last boss of this dungeon for me is the very hard door I have to lockpick. Come on, man. Only 60 lockpicks left. With the door boss defeated, we see daylight once again, and it's time to return to the pampered princeling, see what else he wants. Oh, hello. I forgot I left that body here.
Please, my friend. I need your judgment, not your obedience.
I need your judgment, not your obedience. But I have no choice now, do I? So the Daedra have been opening Oblivion gates outside Bruma's walls to attack the city so they can attack the base behind it. Are we supposed to assume they've been doing this the whole time I've been crawling around dirty caves, and that Captain Bird and his shoddy soldiers have been defeating each gate as they appear? Doubt it. Now we need something from Oblivion itself. A great sigil stone. So we're going to let them open a great gate.
I'm only the captain of the guard.
If they open a great gate, yours truly can run in and nab the sigil stone. So we all walk down to the battle together, the ragtag militia of Bruma, and a handful of Blades soldiers. Most of the Blades remain in their fortress. Why? Their number one priority is to protect the heir to the throne, who is on the battlefield. How do they protect the heir to the throne when he's on the battlefield, when they are not on the battlefield? Listen to the townsfolk.
Martin!
Huzzah for the
Martin!
Emperor!
Martin! Martin!
Martin!
Hail! Martin Septim! Martin Septim!
Down to the battlefield. Now, the plan is to let them open little gates which support a big one. But how do we know exactly when they're going to open the little ones? It's just luck that they happen to open up when our troops are ready for them.
Soldiers of Cyrodiil!
Time for another one of Martin's famous speeches.
Stand or fall by what we do here today. Will we let the Daedra do to...
My place is...
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Time to give everybody the finger too.
Cyrodiil, do you stand with me?
For Bruma. As a pacifist, I'm not going to be doing much in the battle, much like these soldiers who are frozen and just standing there. Well, actually, I'm a bit more useful. I have an illusion-based paralyze spell. It's like a magical taser, and will immobilize anything for 3 seconds. That's enough time for my allies to hack it to pieces. I do this just to make sure we win. Like I was saying, make sure we win. Guys, don't just stand there. Eventually, the Great Gate TM opens and we can once again enter Oblivion. Same as before, get to the top of the main tower, grab the sigil stone, this time with added cool projectiles. Oh, was that it? Out of ammo? It's probably expensive. So what you're supposed to do is make it through a series of dungeons, but we're in a bit of a hurry, so we employ some good old-fashioned gamer parkour and go through this burning section, which isn't as bad as it looks. The main tower has a locked gate in front of it. Usually you have to activate a switch in a side tower, but this time I found more gamer parkour. Big brain. More running around invisible. We get to the door, and it's time to grab the final Oblivion Gate thingamy of the playthrough. So ends the Battle of Bruma. We are victorious, and for the first time in all my years of replaying this game, all the named characters survive. Joffrey, Bird, Boris. I can't believe it. Usually they're all dead. See, that's the power of pacifism, boys. For the main quest, we have all the items needed for the ritual that'll take us to the endgame. However, we'll have to face the final boss and try to make him dead without the game considering us to have killed him. This requires a lot of preparation, because there's different methods we could employ. We need to get our alchemy on and do another Daedric quest. Welcome to The Setup, Part 2. We need to be level 5, so alchemy is another one of our level up skills. We've gone to Coral to do that now. We also need to make a lot of poison. That's right, we're going to use poison. While we're in Coral, we steal a Grand Soul Gem from the Mages Guild. Although as a card-carrying member, we're allowed to take it for free, just not allowed to open the case. Oh!
I don't think we've met.
Hello,
Are you new in
Dharma. Yes, I'm new. Well, must be off.
Well, I'm sorry for bothering you.
No,
Goodbye.
you go. I'll just stay here. So there's a Daedric weapon I want, and that involves doing Vaermina's quest. To start this quest, we need to offer a Black Soul Gem to her. Usually you find out how to get those from the Mages Guild quest line, but we don't have time for that, so we're going to go straight to the place where we can make them. There's a cave in the mountains to the northeast called Dark Fissure. We hike up there, find this foreboding altar and wait. We wait 6 days. For a glowing purple light to come down from the sky. The shade of the Revenant. There, now you know. With this light shining on the altar, we can place the Grand Soul Gem inside, and it'll change into a Black Soul Gem, something that's capable of storing humanoid souls. Not that we'll ever use it for such a nefarious purpose, we're going to go offer it to a pseudo-evil goddess instead. This quest is nothing special. Some wizard stole her orb, so we need to go into his tower and retrieve her orb. There's some crazy things going on, like his tower making no physical sense and some furniture is bigger. Wow, big furniture. More invisibility, more running. Find the orb, give her the orb. Now we have the Staff of Vaermina. This thing, I'll demonstrate, then load my save. If you fire the staff at somebody, it makes a copy of them. A corrupted clone that immediately attacks the original person. We use it to kill Vaermina's worshipper right here. And as you can see, the game considers me not to have killed him myself. Now we can kill people without killing people. All that remains is to grab a few more poison ingredients. These plants in the Imperial City's water feature, and a plant called St. Jan's wort which grows in abundance down south. Trying to pick flowers is annoying when wolves and imps and stuff start attacking you. Hey look, I'm Sekiro. Oh what? That reference is a bit old? Oh, whatever. When I first played this, I was expecting another plane of Oblivion, some hellscape. But this does look like a paradise. I forgot this place contains a shit ton of nightshade, poisonous plant, that makes my foraging earlier a bit pointless, but oh well. It's nice to actually pay some attention to alchemy in this game, for the first time since I first played it a decade ago.
You didn't think you could take me unawares, here of all places.
That's the voice of Camoran, the primary antagonist. One man's paradise is another man's living hell. So it is for the Mythic Dawn cultists who died in Camoran's service. They've been given eternal life here, but a life of unceasing combat to turn them into tough peeps, but none of them relish it, and they spend all their time running away. The monsters and people don't bother me much because I'm invisible, but this Dremora captain bloke, Cathertet, accosts me. Our choices are to fight him or do him a favour. I won't let him speak because he takes a long time to make a point. Basically, the peasants here have trapped a Deirdre in a cave. This brings Cathertet dishonour, so I have to go deal with it.
But Anaxes was the worst. He toyed with us, prolonging our deaths for his pleasure. You must not release him for pity's sake!
Well, time to let him out.
Please, don't let Anaxes loose. He torments us night and day. Stop. Don't let Anaxes out. No. Get away from there.
Oops. Why yes, by the way, I'm a pacifist. Anaxes gleefully chases the humans about, and we saunter out. Through a cave. Until Cathertet gives us the Bands of the Chosen, essentially magical handcuffs. I do a bit more pacifist killing while invisible. Man, that thing is made of fire, yet still got burned to death by lava. Okay. Some high elf chap regrets his involvement with the cult, so agrees to help me.
Prisoner, get in the cage. Prisoner, get in the cage. Prisoner, into the cage, now.
He lowers the cage to give me a lava bath, but tricks the captain by not lowering me all the way down. By the by, I'm pretty sure being this close to molten lava will cook any living thing, but what do I know? From here it's a simple run through the caves until we find Eldermill again on the other side, where he removes our magical handcuffs and asks to come along. We decline. He's a pain in the arse if you allow him to fight Camoran with you. I tried once. I tried to reverse pickpocket high-level gear onto him so he could kill the Camorans for me, but sadly he refuses to use it and sticks to his little dagger and robes. When we reach the pinnacle of paradise, we meet the Camoran siblings. Both of them are like, haha, you thought you killed us, but here we are. Well, this doesn't make so much sense, because on a normal playthrough, I suppose you'd kill Raven in the sewers, and Rumour in the Mythic Dawn's hideout, but I didn't. I just left them to it. So for them to be here isn't all that impressive to me.
I have waited a long time for you, champion of old Tamriel. Weakness will be purged from the world, and mortal and immortal alike purified in the refiner's fire.
I love the way he says fire.
Fire!
Fire! Wait, Mankar Camoran is wearing the amulet. You can only wear that if you're of the Imperial bloodline. Does that mean he has the dragon blood as well? So the fight's begun. Let's use some failed footage. Basically, Camoran summons enemies and fires spells. His magic resistance is so high that his clone cannot kill him. The clone can only kill him if the clone summons a Dremora swordsman that focuses solely on Mankar Camoran himself, not any creatures the real Camoran summoned, or either of Camoran's children who also join the fight. You see the problem here? He might focus on one of the others. Also, all of those powers arrayed against us can kill the clone's Dremora swordsman very quickly, or the clone himself. Or he might run out of time, making me recast the clone spell. Also, Camoran heals himself, undoing all our progress. These methods might work once in a blue moon. The other method I used in my old Let's Play was a command spell to dupe his son, Raven, into fighting for me. That's pretty consistent. He'll murder his own dad, but the game then considers me to have killed anything that Raven does, so that fails the Pacifist run.
Projectile spell too, it's not a close range one. Die unbeliever! Attacking the cult leader himself. See, done!
Wow.
That was such a good battle compared to every other one I've ever tried.
I was kind of expecting that to go on for like the next 10 minutes.
It does, it did usually. I just got lucky this time.
Where are you? I'm just...
So what's the simplest and most effective way? Poison. And it's none of this putting apples in people's pockets rubbish. We can slather a dagger in poison and slash him with it to apply. Now, poison stacks. The poisons we can make at low level are quite weak. But if we tag him with 20, 30, 40 applications, all that damage will stack up and make him very dead. And the game considers him to have simply died, like by natural causes, not been killed, leaving us, as ever, with a clean sheet, paragon of virtue that we are. Actually, look, he goes down just before I slashed at him again. If I'd been just a fraction earlier, that might have counted as a kill by my hand. Back in the real world, Martin has crowned himself early, apparently, dressed in the regalia of a king.
Does this mean...
All that remains is the lame end of the quest line. We go back to the Imperial City and speak to the High Chancellor. All is well until... Oh no! Daedra are within the Imperial City walls! How did they do that? Why didn't they just do that earlier? Once again we hit enemies with the magical stun gun, allowing our comrades to butcher them, and we rush through the city so that Martin can go to the Temple of the One and do a thing. Actually, check these lines.
We're too late. Mehrunes Dagon is here. Lighting the dragon fires will no longer save us. The barriers that protected us from Oblivion are gone.
I don't see how. Mortal weapons may hurt him.
They forgot to tell Sean Bean to keep with the outdoor voice, apparently. Anyway, there's the Daedric Lord of Destruction. The big bad. We'll just run past. You're supposed to just run past. Let's bid goodbye to Martin Septim. You know, it's not a real story unless Sean Bean dies. There we go. We've done it. Oblivion's main quest, without killing a single thing. We definitely have a clear conscience. No blood on our hands. Squeaky clean. Thanks for watching. No great conclusion, only that for a game with a whole speechcraft system, the idea of choosing your identity and living your own adventure in such a broad RPG world, they're lofty goals for a developer, and I'm certainly not the first person to tell you that Oblivion falls short. We didn't talk or charm our way out of many situations in the main quest. In the times when it mattered, we were only able to find a pacifist solution through AI manipulation, or the game just being unintentionally weird. As for my channel, I may continue more pacifist stuff, like seeing how possible it is to do the Dark Brotherhood, aka Assassin's Guild questline, in a pacifist manner, and trying not to rely on this poison method. Next up though, some Let It Die content, and something related to From Software. And as ever, we'll meet again, someday soon.